Hello, hello. Hey, it's Tech Tip Tuesday. All right, so here we go. I am I'm going live on Instagram as well, which I don't normally do because you got to add this streaming key and do all this stuff. But anyway, I did it. So hopefully I'm live everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but enough places. Anyway, so today I wanted to chat a little bit about ChatGPT, my bestie. Well, I know a lot of people still struggle with getting chat to actually sound like them, actually do what they want chat to do. And I just want to give you some tips, and let me make sure that I'm sorry. Let me make sure that I am on my group here on Facebook, because I have to share to the group from, hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, I have to share from my personal profile to the group. Okay, so going here, going to group, going to Tech Talk for Entrepreneurs. If you guys aren't in the group, you should join. I would love people to be in there and actually post about their businesses and talk about what you do. You never know who you can help, or you never know. I mean, there could be people out there that you can help, even if you do the same kind of stuff that I do. It doesn't matter. There's so many people out in this world that I can't help everybody, but maybe you've got something that you want to present. Maybe you've got a new product. Maybe you have a new company that you're with, whatever. Just come in there, Tech Talk for Entrepreneurs, ask to join, and I would love to have you in there and talk about your business, whatever. So please do. Not enough people do that. I don't know why, because there's I don't know how many people I have in that group, but enough. And you guys can help each other. I think it would be great. All right. So let's talk a little bit about ChatGPT. I use chat every single day, and I noticed that they did upgrade it to 5 from 4.0. And when they did that, I lost a little bit of my personality in chat. I don't know about you guys, but I did, and I had to start fighting it a little bit to get it to do what I wanted it to do. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of what I do to keep prompting it. You can't give up. You have to keep prompting it and make it do what you want it to do. I mean, it's just artificial intelligence, okay? It's not like it's a human. It's not going to get its feelings hurt. Don't worry about that. However, you do want to tell it that you like stuff that it does that you like, and you want to tell it that you don't like stuff that it does when you don't like it, because that way it helps train your chat. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but if you did, great. We're just telling you that it has made some changes lately, and I just wasn't as happy with some of the outcomes. But lately, I've just been pushing it to the limits, and it's been creating some pretty great stuff. So let me share my screen, and I just want to show you real quick what I do. Let's see, let's share the screen and share screen. Share screen, entire screen. And here we go. Share my screen. All right. So I'm going to come up here. I'll open a new tab. I'm going to go directly to my AI tools. Got to top of the list. My chat. I like it organized like that, so I can always come right to it. And you see right here where it says Chat GPT 5. Now that's the newest one that they have. So what I like to do sometimes, and I kind of go back and forth. What I like to do sometimes is go back to they call it legacy models. Go back to my 4.0, because I had a lot of luck with 4.0. I mean, I could write half sentences and it knew what I was talking about. However, it's changed a little bit too. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to say, hey, I need some post and caption ideas and I always try to tell it the platform. And I want to work with one platform at a time. I don't want to tell it, do it for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I don't want to tell it to do all of them at once. I'm just going to work with one at a time. So what I'm going to say is I need some content, captions. Okay. If I could type, need some content for Facebook, and really engaging. You know what? I'm just going to say I just need some content for Facebook, captions, and hooks. I'm just going to say 5 days. Okay. 5 days. All right. So let's see what happens. Okay. Knows who I am. Obviously knows what I do. These actually aren't too terribly bad. If I had to start over tomorrow, I start with 3 things. Wow. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know why I have to keep telling it this, but I don't really like emojis. I I like hearts, and I like, the happy face, and sometimes the crying, and sometimes the laughing so hard you are crying face. I like those. I like the arrows, but some of this other stuff, I don't know. I don't like it. So I'm gonna tell it, hey, these are pretty good, but can you lose the emojis, please? No, I'm just gonna say that. Okay. All right. The moment says funnels are automation, your brain either melts or rolls its eyes. But here's the deal: it's not about fancy tools. It's about building a business that works while you don't. This week, I'm showing you exactly how I create systems that feel like magic. No coding, no crying, curious. That's it. No chaos, no guessing. What would you like to start with? Let's chat. Okay. So one thing I don't like about this, to me, it sounds a bit salesy. I don't really talk like this. So I'm going to tell it, you know what? I like these, but they sound a bit pushy and salesy. Okay, let's see what it does. Got it. Let's dial it back, okay? Is tech your best friend or your biggest headache? This is much better. This is much more like me. I don't know. Sometimes we'll say drop in the comments, but I don't know. People are going to drop in the comments and comment on stuff anyway. So why do you need to tell them to do that? I don't know. Sometimes people say, well, you got to tell them, exactly what to do. Yeah, but I don't know about commenting. If I'm going to comment, I'm going to comment. Not always, you could say, drop a yes or no in the comments, but I don't know. Anyway, that's just the way I feel. So here we go. And it did remember the no emoji, so that's awesome. Sometimes it feels okay. I've been quietly building out simple systems. Hook, let's pretend you had to start fresh tomorrow just for fun. Imagine your business got wiped clean and you had to rebuild. What's the first thing you'd set up? I asked myself that recently and realized how much I've overcomplicated things in the past. Sometimes a good reset, even mentally, is where clarity lives. That's actually pretty good. I like it. Now, I'm going to have to figure out what I would want to do for a graphic for that. Sometimes I like to just put pictures of me doing, stuff on the computer or whatever is going on that day. Because, generic graphics, I don't know. It's okay, but I don't think it really grabs people. When you're more about you, then I don't know. I just think it works better. So, and then this week too, you guys, I am doing my training on, you know, what happens when an entrepreneur picks up a paintbrush. And it's pretty interesting. So some of the research that I've done for this, I love it. It's part of the creativity part of our business that we have a tendency to just not pay attention to. And if you just slow down for 1 minute, stop and smell the roses, so they say, uh, sometimes you can hit that reset button without even knowing that you're doing it. And that's kind of what happened to me when I started painting again. So I just wanted to share some things with you on Thursday. Uh, you can register. You'll get the replay if you want the replay. And if you go to my profile in the group or wherever, you can just click on that and it has the link in there to register through StreamYard. And, they'll remind you when it's happening and whatnot. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. All right. So creativity, this is about what that's about. See, it's remembering everything, which I love because, I work with it so much. Content that feels good, not forced. I've written stiff, overly scripted captions. Yeah. I was with this company for a while and they were saying, oh, you just do all these captions in long form. Well, I don't know about you, but long form can be okay, but how long? Because sometimes I get tired of reading and I'll read like the first paragraph of somebody's post and the last one. And I don't read anything in between because I'm in too much of a hurry. I like, a couple of paragraphs. That to me is long form because I tried the other way and just didn't get as much as response. I don't think people have time to like sit there and just, go through and read your whole life story in one caption. So be careful with that, I think. But obviously, my little chat knows that about me. So I like these. I really do. So I think that I am going to be using some of these. Now, say for instance, a little bit on what's going on within my week of content. I wanted to put together a series of emails to go out to my email people because not everybody sees everything on social media, but they might see it in their email. So I'm going to say, this is great. Now can you create a series of emails? And I'll just put 3 to complement this content. All right. Okay, when text starts to feel like a brick wall, what if it could be easier? Reply and tell me seriously. I read everyone. Love to know. Let's see. You don't need 14 tools or a 90-day plan to get momentum. Let's see what the next one. All right. So if I had to rebuild everything from scratch, if everything disappeared and I started over with nothing but a laptop and a fresh cup of coffee, I know exactly where I begin. It's not with a logo or branding or fancy platform. I like this one. This is good. I don't know about just hit reply. I'd love to hear it. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna leave that in there. Let it be yours again. Doesn't come from another strategy session. Of course, a checklist. What if this? Get up a paintbrush? These are actually pretty good. I don't know. Sometimes when I do this, and let's just push it just a little bit because these are good, but I'm gonna say these are good, but can you add an actionable step and give these a bit more spice and my brand voice? All right. Let's sprinkle in that signature Cindy Strong magic. Okay. Uh, let's talk tech fog and what to do when it hits. Ever sit down and finally work on your business and end up wrestling with tabs, tools, and tutorials like an Olympic sport? Yeah, more times than I care to admit. I've been there. Tech is only a tool. But when it becomes a whole dang toolbox, it gets overwhelming. Now, this kind of sounds like how I talk. Quick action step for today. I love this because it gives somebody something to do. Write down everything you're using to run your business. Then ask what is actually moving the needle and what's just noise. Yeah, I've actually done that before. It really helps. So I like this. So if you want to brainstorm ways to clean up tech clutter or want to peek how I organize mine, spoiler, streamline AF, hit reply. Let's talk shop. I don't know if I would leave the AF in there because I don't really talk like that to people, but if you know what that means, you know what it means. And yeah, I don't really talk like that to people. Um, maybe maybe my closest friends, but yeah, I don't usually talk like that to people. So, need help tightening it up? Reply and send me your draft. I'll give it I don't know if I would say that. So need help tightening it up. And then I would just take that out. Your business doesn't need more bells and whistles. It needs you. Crystal clear. I know that you're saying, oh, well, you're taking out the call to action. I think people they're going to ask me for help. I don't need to tell them to ask me for help. That's just been the way that I've operated. I just feel like a lot of times if you keep telling people to, oh, reply this, reply that, the first thing I think of is you're going to try to sell me something. And this is going to make me not want to reply. The other thing is like one person came in and into my DMs and told me that they could make that I had a really good profile, but they could make a few tweaks and make it better. And I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with it? Because I'm getting lots of response from it. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't want you to tell me that you're going to tweak something that's working for me. Well, I don't even think they really looked at it, to tell you the truth. So I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that, that they want to come to when they need help. And like I said, I just think that they're going to ask me for help if they need it. So I love with a paint splattered keyboard. That's funny. We can talk messy middle and breakthrough moments. Yeah, I love it. Today's permission slip and action step. Spend 15 minutes making something just for fun. Yeah, do it. No client deliverables, no pressure, just play. Then jot down what came up, ideas, clarity, resistance, whatever. So I love these. That's what I mean. You can just push your chat to do what you want. Tell it what you like, what you don't like, and just keep moving forward with it. Like I said, I've trained this one pretty well, so it's come up with some pretty good stuff. But like I said, some of that salesy stuff I just don't like. All right. So let's go back so I can see you guys and stop share. Hi. Anyway, I mean, I hope that helped. I don't know how many people are on here right now, but I hope that helps. And yeah, just go in, train your chat. Like I said, try to use the legacy model if you can. Sometimes that's just worked better for me. It seemed to remember my brand better because all of a sudden they changed up to 5. And then I was having to feed it more. I was having to kind of fight with it a little bit more. And yeah, it, it gets to be like, wait a minute, what happened to my old chat? So try that 4.0, see if you like that, and just keep working with it, you guys. I'm telling you, you can get some really good content. It kind of gives your brain fresh ideas to start with. You can ask it to do emails for you. And like I said, I would just do each section at a time because sometimes people are like, oh, I need, Facebook posts. I need, captions for Facebook. I need, ideas for Facebook. I need ideas for Instagram. I need ideas for, LinkedIn. And then it's trying to think of all these different things. And so a lot of times the um, content comes up pretty generic. And I want it to be a little more streamlined and want it to sound a little bit more like me. And like I said, I still go through it and kind of piece things together or take things out that I don't like. And then a lot of times I will copy and paste this into my Trello so that I'm kind of organized, or you can do it on a Google Doc, because one thing that's great about that is when you copy and paste it into a Google Doc, you can actually make edits to it. And but I do like copying into a Trello board because it copies almost exactly like it looks in chat. And if you like the emojis, it'll copy the emojis as well. So there's that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today a little bit. And then if you guys get a chance, meet me on Thursday. That's going to be a fun training. And I'll just show you guys a couple of things that I researched and I found out. And it's pretty exciting. So I hope you have a great week. Let me know what you're doing. If you're not in Tech Talk for Entrepreneurs, join us there. Tell us about your business. I want to know a little bit more about what you do. There could seriously, the other day, somebody had asked me for help for a platform that I wasn't really familiar with, but I have a friend that is super familiar with it. So I got them together and my friend was able to fix her problems. And that made me feel so good. So that's the kind of stuff that I just want to see happening in the group. I think that we can collaborate with each other and help each other. You never know who needs what you have. So join me there. I'll see you guys next week. Well, I'll see you on Thursday if you're going to hang out with me then. All right. Bye-bye.